Do you want to know where your recycling's going? Because I can tell ya. So, the big question, where's the recycling going? You probably recycle. I know I recycle, or I did until I moved to the middle of the desert where there's no recycling programs. So I do my best. With that being said, it just gets shipped off to the recycling plant and I don't know, 60, 70 days later, it's made into something cool and new. Maybe like a water bottle, or a cool toy, or that really cool notebook that you picked up at Target that said that it's made from recycled material. We're gonna start off with some fun facts. Up until 2 years ago, China took all of our recycling. Maybe not all of it, at least 90% of it. So they took it and they processed it and they made it into new things. But then something terrible happened. China said, we ain't taking your recycling no more. And here's why. China put in place what is called a national sword ban, which means that they will only accept very specific kinds of plastic, aluminum, and paper for recycling. Why is this? When we were sending our recycling over to China, we weren't doing a very good job. Greasy pizza boxes, wrong kinds of plastic, throwing plastic bags in with our regular recycling. That's a no-no. Don't do that. They got tired of it. It was slowing down their process because they were having to stop every 15 or 20 minutes to pull something out of the recycling that was not supposed to be there. After a quarter of a century, China got real tired of this. It was slowing down their production, and now they've got waste, and it's way more than they could take on. Not to mention, they had so much byproduct left over from things that they were not able to recycle. 80% of it was ending up on the coastlines of China, which is now polluting the oceans. Now we're having to deal with something that we were trying to do good for the environment. We've now just been slapped in the face with it because it's not being done correctly and it's ending up in our oceans, and that's not where it likes to be. Sorry to tell you, turtles don't just walk around sipping on their big old bottle of water. They don't need that straw. They most definitely don't need plastic bags to go grocery shopping. China cut us off from recycling. But now what are we doing with it? Our government has been shipping our trash over to be recycled for a quarter of a century. That's a long time to not deal with your own waste. We've never had to deal with it before, especially in this capacity. Because of these nasty recycling habits that most people have developed, wishful recycling, not recycling at all, we're now faced with the same problem that China had with us. We have a whole continent of people that are recycling incorrectly. And even if a lot of us are recycling properly, the few people that aren't are slowing us down. Now that we have taken over our own recycling, I'm sure you will be mortified to know that 95% of our recycling is going straight to the landfill. Yes, I said it. That makes you wonder, is recycling even worth it anymore? The money and time that it takes to fix incorrect recycling is too much than the government is willing to pay. And it's not worth it because it hurts people's wallets. There are 4 different places that your recycling goes. The first one, it actually gets recycled and is made into new materials that we can use in our day-to-day lives. The second one is a landfill. And this one is a huge one because about 90% of our recycling is now going into the landfill since we have taken over our own waste. The third one is incinerators. We thought that it was a great idea to throw trash into an incinerator and get energy from it. Not long after, we realized that those toxins are not good for the environment. It was hurting plant life, it was hurting wildlife, it was bringing down the air quality, which is hurting us. The fourth and final place that the trash goes, the ocean. Our big, beautiful source of life on this planet, the ocean. If you live anywhere from 100 miles to 300 miles off the coast, anytime a tropical storm or a big storm comes through, it picks all that up from our trash cans, our landfills, our recycling plants, and dumps it right in the ocean. Why these may be scary facts to be hearing, and it's probably not what you wanted to hear clicking on this video. That's the reality of things right now. When I first started researching this topic, this infuriated me because I was very diligent about my recycling, and the thought that because somebody isn't doing it correctly is ruining it for me got me very heated. Do not fear. We're here with the solution on how to fix this. I have 4 different options for you. The first one is educate yourself, please. Watch videos like this. There are thousands of videos on how to educate yourself in a not scary way. I know that this can be very overwhelming to you. As long as we're educating ourselves on what we can do to help each other and help the planet, everybody wins. So it's never a bad thing to be educated, especially on a topic like this. Number 2, don't wishful recycle. Read up on what your recycling takes in your area. It's different from state to state and even city to city. As much as you'd like that pizza box from last night's dinner to be recyclable, if it's got grease all over in it, it's poor quality and it can't be accepted. So as much as you want to throw that in the recycling, don't. It helps everybody, including you, I promise. Number 3, reduce your intake of single-use items. Yes, even though they can be recycled, if we lessen the demand for single use, it won't be made as much. Switch to glass containers that you can reuse over and over again. Try not to get that takeout in a go box. Take your very own Tupperware to the restaurant and put your leftovers in it. Stepping away and reducing our single-use items is a huge one. Number 4, keep it clean. If you're recycling that ketchup bottle, if it's got this much ketchup in the bottom of it, the plastic is now contaminated. Rinse it out, let it dry, and then toss it in there. Because let's be real, you can go watch an episode of Bob's Burgers while you're waiting for your recycling to dry. I'm also here to tell you that there's so much more good news. States like California and Texas are now requiring food vendors to use compostable food containers. That way they can be thrown in the compost pile. A lot of people have now switched to paper straws. Yes, they're a pain in the butt, but they're better for wildlife. And cardboard breaks down a lot faster than plastic does. With all of these negatives that I've thrown out in the beginning of this video, don't fear, because if we work together, we can help change the cycle of things. Seems super impossible right now. If all of us come together and we start doing it together, it will push for change. And that's what we're here for. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys picked out some tips. Let us know down below which ones you would like to work on yourself. Or if you have any questions for us, you can leave them down below or jump over on Instagram. Our founder over there has got so much information that she'd love to share with you. If you guys have any questions at all, don't be afraid to ask. Don't forget to educate yourself, live more sustainably, live like a local, and we will see you guys in the next video.